Hello Libra friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Libra July 2022 Astrology Must Knows Horoscope Forecast. Go to anniehelpsyou.com to see all the free goodies I make for you each month to help you make the most of all of the potentials. And you can find that address either underneath the podcast if you're listening that way, or if you click on the little more button to the bottom right of the YouTube screen, you can reveal the notes that has that link. This is for you if Libra is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other placement of Libra that you watch for. If you watch for your Venus or your Mars chart or your Mercury chart, all of these layers are still valid, and what we're talking about here will be part of your astrological picture. If you're a very late degree Libra, either through sun or any of the other placements, so we'll say 23 degrees through the rest of the sign, or that would relate to like October 13th through the rest of the sign, then I suggest you additionally watch or listen to my Scorpio report, as that will have additional pieces for you late degree friends. So Libra and Scorpio for the late degrees. So what's going on in July? We've got a break finally from the heat of eclipse season. That is very welcome. We've got about 2.5 months, July, August, and into part of September, where we are at this break point between the eclipse cycles. We are in for definitely an intense time in the fall, or for spring for you all down under. So, October, November, we'll have that Saturn-Uranus last pass. We'll have another eclipse season. But right now in July, we're far from that, and we're in a little breathing period to integrate the changes that have happened and to prepare us for future changes. So that is definitely something to celebrate, and that's a big must-know. The next big must-know is that we have a very, very busy sky, okay? So we had a lot of extra energy from the eclipses in March, April, May, even into June, but we didn't have an extra amount of planetary connections. But this month, we've got at least 10 more aspects that I'm looking at right at this moment, and there are even more than that are occurring. So it's just making a lot, the planets are making a lot of contact. So we'll be feeling that. And there are actually more salty aspects this month than sweet ones, and that's different from the last few months, which we've had a nice sweet to salty ratio. So we're coming out of that a little bit, but don't despair, because we still have at least 11 sweet aspects that I'm focusing on, when I'm looking at the report now. And that's a lot of points of sweet connection. So it does set the tone for the month to know about these connections. And it's also important to know that we do have a couple of, more than a couple, around 15 that I'm looking at, ornery connections, okay? So what I'm seeing this as are little speed bumps. The only big kind of more than a nuisance aspect, which we'll talk about in more detail, is happening right at the beginning of the month. But for the rest of the month, it's just kind of like little nuisance speed bumps, little kind of things to get through. I've been getting the image of this month being like sunny, but then rain, so like a sun shower, okay? And then there's a prize at the end of the rainbow, so you're running towards it happily and you feel like it's coming, and then you're getting pelted with vegetables. You can tell that I watch a lot of shows that took place in times where people threw vegetables at other people for whatever reason. This kind of just sticks with me right now. But it is kind of like that. It's like you're running towards your prize. It's sunny, but it's raining, and you've got to avoid the things that are being thrown at you and just sort of manage them gracefully throughout the month. And so it will be kind of like that. You'll see what I mean as we get into it. So that's a big must-know. Now, another big must-know is that we are in a period of time still where the tides are flowing out. Okay, if you're familiar with my work, that I'm very focused on helping you align with the natural rhythms of the universe. I wrote a book called Planetology that helps to focus exactly on that, and this is what I focus on in the reports. So when we've got personal planets, that's Mercury, Mars, or Venus, going retrograde, it really shows a time of things going inwards and backwards, just dealing with things as they come, not trying to project too far into the future, not trying to push anything too far out away from you or push something out to sea. But July is not that time. Most of the year is that time, but July is not that time, and July is the opposite. The second part of June 19th, basically through August 21st, so that's all of July, is in this time where you want to get your boats out. Okay, you've made your boat to get off the deserted island. Now you can go out to sea. The tides will help bring you out with less paddling, more ease. So anything that you want to go far and wide with more ease, you've got great energy for that this month. Launches, big decisions, moves, investments, decisions for education, job changes, launching of businesses or different parts of a business, publishing, anything that you want to be around and doing something important for a long period of time. There are some beautiful air trines, which we'll also talk about more later, which is especially great for you as an air sign, that are with Saturn. And those are definitely going to help support long-term efforts, as well as having this period of time where we're completely free from personal planet retrogrades. Okay, so June 19th through August 21st is the last period of 2022 where we don't have a personal planet retrograde or a shadow period that is affecting similarly. Because once we get towards the end of August, we'll get Mercury retrograde shadow going. Then right in September, we'll have Mars retrograde shadow starting, and the rest of the year will be covered in this inward and backward energy, which is not something to fear. It's just not the energy to try to push things out far and wide. It's used for different things, which we'll get into more of at that time. But I just want to reiterate this to you to help you take advantage of this beautiful energy, because it is rare, and we're not going to have a pocket of time like this where things are flowing out so strongly until next spring or fall for you all down under. So this is, it's very, very exciting. So now let's talk about some of these aspects. Now, if you are not already a member of my email community and you love to have the details about what the aspects are, what you can expect from them, and know this stuff ahead of time, you may want to consider joining my email community, which you can do at anniehelpsyou.com. Click on, just put your email information in, and then you'll be in my email community. And I do a full write-up of all the aspects to watch delivered into your inbox 1 month early. Okay, so we're going to go into a few of those here. I've picked out several to discuss, but you can get the more complete list by doing the community join. Okay, so the first big must know about the aspects this month, I alluded to this before, is that we've got a nasty one. And I'm an optimist if you know me. And I like to focus on the sweet connections and also what we can do that is good with the difficult connections. And there are some times that there's an aspect that's just kind of issuing the hide under a rock if you can alert. And this is that type of aspect. Okay, so July 1st, Mars in Aries is going to square Pluto in Capricorn. Mars, the ruler of war, god of war. Aries, also a god of war. Mars rules the Aries sign. Pluto, death, birth, transformation, rebirth. Capricorn, very stern taskmaster sign ruled by Saturn, coming together in a very uncomfortable angle. So this can be volatile, this can be combustive, this can be downright dangerous. Injuries, accidents, people losing their marbles, in a way that can be very negatively affecting other people, are all more likely at this time. At bare minimum, clashes with people in your life, or somebody dumping on you, in a way where you're really surprised and you feel like it's maybe not appropriate. So all of those things are potentials. So since we can't really hide under a rock, if you can lay low, it might be helpful to do that, but we have to interface with life. So a couple of guidelines to help you make the most of this. First of all, if there are repressed energies within you or around you, they're likely to come out now. If you're feeling really aggravated, rather than yelling at the person who you think is the reason for this aggravation, if you write a letter and then rip it up and don't give it to them, you might be able to offset a cascade of a long-term problem, okay? So I'm not saying that you don't have good grounds for being aggravated. Probably you do. But anytime we come at somebody with fire on a topic that's touchy, it can definitely cause a problem or cause a rift that could be hard to fix. And so getting the feelings out before you communicate, or getting the feelings out and waiting to communicate until the energies are a little better, might help you to get whatever you need to express out in a way that will be heard, and in a way that will be smoother and have better outcomes. Okay, so now what's interesting about this period of time at the beginning of the month is that we also have some of the best aspects of the month, and those trines, those air trines that I was telling you about. Mercury and then Venus are going to make a trine with Saturn. Mercury on July 2nd, or the days around July 2nd. Oh, and by the way, the Mars-Pluto aspect, it's on July 1st, but like the 5 days before, so the end of June, the 5 or so days after. So like through July 6th will be very, very strong. But at the same time, July 2nd, Mercury is making the most fabulous aspect possible, a trine with the most benevolent outer planet. Well, actually, it's not true. Jupiter is that. But the long-term, the planet that rules long-term things, which is Saturn. So Saturn is usually grouchy, but in a trine, he's in a good mood and very benevolent. And so, and this is in an air sign. So while we've got this pocket of, charge and challenge from the difficult aspect, we also have this current of sweetness and long-term opportunities happening at the same time. So I always liken this to if you're ever at a beach and there are different water currents and you feel, oh, this pocket's a little bit colder, oh, this pocket's a little bit warmer. They're both happening at the same time. Part of your body is in each, you're feeling them. And sometimes maybe the currents move and now it's like, oh, wow, it's really warm all of a sudden, or now it's really cold all of a sudden. So just kind of imagine these energetic expressions like currents that are around, and they're more current for certain people at certain times. So you've got to use your intuition and just kind of feel into it. If you wake up and you fall down and you bump your head and you kind of see like, wow, it's going to be that kind of day, then just remember what I said about this. Maybe you're in this challenged current, okay? But if you're in the current where this air energy is sparking up ideas and inspiration and connections and support, and impetus to do things with your ideas, then you want to go with that. And you don't want to just hide under a rock because this other aspect is happening. If you're feeling that good energy, just roll with it, because this is definitely one of the very, very sweet spots of the month and even of the year. Anytime we have a trine with Saturn, it's definitely something that can echo out for a long time past the time it's actually occurring. Okay, and then on the 12th, we've got Venus doing the same thing. Okay, so, and these are the days around the 2nd and the 12th, all right? A few days before, a few days after each. So if you have to take important actions, follow the current, and you could place it beautifully. Mercury rules communication and connecting with others, and Venus rules love and beauty and money and finance and relationships, and all of that grounded in with this beautiful Saturnian long-term type of support. Okay, so everyone in the zodiac can feel those blessings, but air signs will definitely be getting extra kisses. That's all of you, all Libra placements. But among you, late degree friends, so basically the same ones who I suggested that you also watch the Scorpio report, you all are actually the ones that will get even more likely to get kisses from this, both of these trines, because they're both happening at 24 degrees. So we'll say 19 degrees through 29 degrees, the closer to 24 degrees, the more of a kiss. And so that's going to correspond with October 14th. So October 9th through October 19th, and the closer to October 14th, the more of a kiss you'll get from both of these aspects. Okay, so the next big must know is in the middle of the month, this is July 13th, we've got a super moon in Capricorn at 21 degrees. Full moon in Capricorn at 21 degrees. So super moons are bigger looking and they exert more of a gravitational effect on us, being water, as we are. So this is definitely going to be a very intense full moon, and you will be feeling that for sure. So let's talk about the possible implications. First of all, note that a super moon, you might feel that earlier than you would normally feel a regular full moon, like 2 to 3 days before a full moon. Moony people will notice that you're feeling that. But a super moon, 4 to 5 or even more days before and after, you might get the insomnia, the anxiety, the restlessness. So just kind of be aware that if you're having that happen, that this might be why. So fullness, completion, fruition, drama, accomplishment, all coming in the area of work, career, employment, father figures, authority figures, anything having to do with your place out in the world, which may or may not have to do with your money, politics, leadership positions, anything like that, all can be coming front and center at this time. You might be able to heal something with your father that even if your father's not around anymore, this is the type of energy that can bring something up from deep within you and bring it out to be worked with. Or you could just get a raise or get the job that you've been wanting. So all of those potentials are sitting there very ripe and ready for you. The next big must know about this Capricorn full moon is that it highlights your sector of home and family. Okay, so we have multiple layers of the energy of home and family coming up this month. There's a second layer of it for you all because this Capricorn energy is lighting up your home, family, housing, real estate, work from home, home-related business sector. So you might see some fullness, completion, fruition, drama, accomplishment, something major happen. A new family member is added, a wedding, a birth, something having to do with the purchase or sale of a home, or something with roommates or landlords or something like that. Okay, so look out for those things. And if you need to do something in those areas, this could be a really great time for you to push something out in a very big way. Okay, so we've got the full moon bringing things up and out. We've got the tides rolling out. So if you've got to bring a business or something with the homes or all these things I've listed out into the world, you can plan it for this time and you'll get a lot of extra support for those ventures. While we're on the topic of Cancer, the next big must know is that we do have the sun moving through Cancer. We also do have two star goddesses, Black Moon Lilith and Ceres, moving through Cancer. And whenever there are Cancer movements, this makes a square or a little bit of a pressure point for Libra placements. And again, this is highlighting your work and career sector. So you've got this like home and family, work and career, which is actually a polarity in the chart. Those two sectors are very strongly highlighted for you. So you might be needed a lot more at work and be needed a lot more at home, and you're feeling the pressure, or wonderful things could be happening at home or work, and you're just feeling the pressure because it's taking work and, discipline and just extra energy to make them happen. So that could be happening. Something else that is going on right now for Libras is that there's a spotlight in your work sector. So you might be asking very important questions about your job or your place in the world. Again, if you don't need to make money, you're retired or you're independently wealthy or whatever the situation is, it doesn't necessarily have to be pertaining to money, but for many people it will be. It will be job related or employment related, but it could be passion project, purpose related. It could be, like I said, leadership in the community type of thing. But there's a spotlight there. The sun is showing you where the things aren't quite great and where the things are great, and also bringing those questions up as to how you can improve things in your home and work space. So something that I don't think I've ever talked about this before, but right now it's calling out to be discussed. Libras have Cancer on the 10th house cusp. The 10th house cusp is it's the midheaven in the chart. It's a very important placement in the chart, and it pertains to your work and your job and your employment and your work out in the world. Okay. And having Cancer there means that doing things related to home, family, real estate as work, or psychology, your inner world, intuition as work, can actually show up really, really well for you and manifest very well for you. So if you're asking those questions, what am I supposed to be doing? What would give me more joy? What would work very well for me? Look into something that's related to home or housing, real estate, feng shui, counseling. Those types of jobs will actually, flow very well with the Libra chart. And maybe you figured this out about yourself, but if you're asking those questions, this might be a time where that becomes elucidated. Also, something in your work, a small thing or a big thing, might need a softer touch. Sometimes we think about the workplace, and for many people and many types of jobs, the workplace can be kind of aggressive. It can, be competitive. It can be, very outcomes oriented. But for Libras, a softer pace or bringing a softer outlook or more gentleness, more intuition to this place of logic is actually very, very beneficial. And that is always, that's 24/7 always for your life. But it's accentuated now. So you kind of understanding this, playing with this, figuring this out, seeing how this is relevant for you, you might make some big breakthroughs right now. Okay, so another big must know has to do with we still having Gemini energies. And of course, this makes the beautiful trine with your placements. So you've got a little longer of Venus and Mercury kissing your Libra placement. It could be lighting up your desire to learn, okay? This is a very big time for education, whether it's a big education program that you're thinking about embarking on, and possibly it's related to a change in career, okay? You can kind of see how these energies flow together. You know, you could be asking the questions in the work or purpose sector, and then you've got the education sector highlighted. So it's very likely that you need some more education, either on the job training, apprenticeship, you know, where you're just kind of working for free and learning things, or actually school programs, or just courses that help you expand your learning, either to expand your current role or to step into a new one. Okay, so education is featuring very strongly right now, and money and opportunities and actually even love can come through international connections. So you have Venus in your international connection house. So you might meet someone online from a different country. And this is a really great time for love and romance, by the way, and meeting a person of long-term value or importance to you. And there's something having to do with international energies, okay? So, and this is also for your business. So like if you're wanting to get your business online, fantastic time to do that. That's connecting in with the international energies. It's connecting in with the open launch time. If you're wanting to travel, or if immigration or something like that is on your mind, this is a really, really great supportive time where you might see blessings from all of this. Now, all of you are going to get kisses from Venus, but those of you in the September born Libras, you will have your kiss from Venus in June, okay? And then the rest of you, so September or October born Libras, you'll have your kiss from Venus this month. And then the same thing with Mercury. Everybody's getting the kiss from Mercury. And all of this, again, is having to do with the international stuff and that kind of thing. So most of you are going to get your kiss in June. But those of you towards the end of the sign, like the last week or the last 7 degrees or so, you're going to get your kiss from Mercury in July, in the beginning of the month. And it could be quite a very big kiss, especially as Mercury goes and makes that kiss with Saturn in the sky. Okay, so this is a very big deal. Okay, so the next big must know. Oh, wait, one more thing about that. Gemini energies can lead to vacillation, where you're like, do I do this? Do I do this? Do I do this? Do I do this? So if you can try on some things now and like take a little starter course, or if there's a low, you know, if there's something that you can try on and then get out of, like there's flexibility with it, this might be a good time for experimenting, like in July, and then you still have August to lock in something long term, and those Gemini energies will have passed. So as the month progresses, you might start to have more certainty if you're vacillating on any of these topics, whether it's in love or business or education. Okay, so the next big must know is that we are having Leo planets start to light up in the last third of the month, so like the last 10 days. We're going to have this Leo brightness come and kiss your air sign, fueling your flames of passion, connecting you to people that can help you and have mutually fulfilling connections. So networking, especially towards the end of the month, is going to become very key, because there are people that can help you, and they might start revealing themselves, especially in that time. So if someone wants to introduce you to someone for a work or romantic reason, feel into saying yes, okay? Because there's a lot of energy around important people coming in now, and key people introducing you to other people. And this energy also supports community-based projects, internet-based projects. So you can see that there are several lines of energy pointing towards internet and work on the internet. Okay, so let's see. 2 last must-knows. One thing is that Mars has been opposing your sign for a while. I'm sure you've been feeling that, arguments, different kinds of things going on with relationships, or you've just been really getting on the same page in your relationship space. So any of that work that has been done by Mars. Mars is about to ground into Taurus, making some of those energies kind of balance out a little bit. And now you've got Jupiter in Aries, and Jupiter in Aries is opposing your sign as well. So those of you who are in the September people, you're going to be actually getting this opposition, from May, June, into July, and even actually after that, August, even into probably September. You all in the first 8 degrees are going to be having Jupiter directly opposing your sign. Now, fortunately, Jupiter is the most benevolent of all the outer planets. So an opposition from Jupiter is much better than an opposition from one of the other planets. But what you might notice is that there's a lot of work going into a project with other people, okay, where you're collaborating in a big way. Maybe you're arguing, maybe you're having to get to an agreement, but maybe you're on the same page and you're just invested in working with a person or these people. And this is an amazing time for also meeting true love. You have that multiple points in your chart. This is a great time for expanding your client base. And even though only the September people are having the direct opposition, every Libra has the opportunity for the expanded love, the true love, the expanding of the client base. That is something that is true for all Libras. But the points of conflict, or the points of intensity, or the points of like very rigorous me versus we, with Jupiter, kind of working in opposition to your placement, that is focused for now on the September born. But all the goodies can come for all of you. Okay, so the last big must know is that Jupiter is going to go into retrograde on July 28th through November 23rd. And that might show a cooling off of some of the projects that you've been gung-ho about, or some of the projects that you've been forced into working with other people. You might notice a cooling off as Jupiter goes into retrograde. And if it's a project that you're really excited about and you're starting to see it like dissolve, don't worry. Probably Jupiter is just working in the backdrop to strengthen your foundation so that when it goes direct again, you can build a higher skyscraper with a stronger support system. Okay, so in general this month, very busy. We've covered a lot of information, but I love, actually one more must know, that we have 3 fire trines at the end of the month. Oh gosh, how could I almost forget that? Okay, so the fire trines are so exciting because, well, they bring passion and, brightness and creativity and exuberance and energy and momentum and movement. And they're very exciting for air signs, okay? Because this is going to especially tie into your placement. So this is really, really, really cool. Okay, so July 23rd, July 27th, and July 31st, we've got a Mercury Jupiter trine, and then a Mercury Chiron trine, and then a Sun Jupiter trine. All right, so everyone can get beautiful kisses from this, but those of you who are in the middle degree sector now, okay, so 16 degrees, so we'll say 11 degrees through 21 degrees, the closer to 16 degrees, the more you're going to get a kiss from that July 27th and the days around that Mercury kiss with Chiron. So you'll have more of a chance for sweetness from that one. So that really pertains to October 6th. So we'll say October 1st through October 11th, and the closer to October 6th, the more you get that kiss. And then those Mercury and Jupiter, and then Sun and Jupiter trines in the days around the 23rd and the days around the 31st. Those of you close to 8 degrees are going to get those more of a chance at those kisses. Although the energy is available for everybody, if you have anything near 8 degrees, so we'll say 3 degrees through 13 degrees, the closer to 8 degrees, the more of a kiss. So that's going to be like the last couple of days of September for the biggest kiss, and really say the 25th of September through, the 5th of October. And the closer to the last couple of days of September, the more that you'll get that energy. Okay, so I've given you lots to work with to help you make the most of the energies this month and to help you understand the energetic patterns at work and play. And if you'd like more resources, I've got all of these here. You can additionally go to the little more button, the little arrow underneath the bottom right of the video. Click on that, and all of the links that I'm giving you here will be clickable, right? So if you're looking for reading options, including a beautiful, very detailed 45-minute audio of your birth chart for $33 from my brilliant husband, you can find that at anniebclarity.com. You can go to anniehelpsyou.com, sign up for my free email newsletter. This is where you can access running a free birth chart. This is where you access my 28-day in-depth virtual coaching program called Shine for free. This is also where you'll find tons of blogs, and you get lots of other perks for being on my newsletter list. If you're looking for written horoscopes by me, always up a month early, you can go to cozybysweetstarlight.com. If you haven't seen this site, go to it. It is so beautiful. We've got, me and my team have lots of amazing astrology-inspired blogs and healthy living blogs. We've got hypnosis for all the signs. We've got healing frequencies for all the signs. I've got the written horoscopes that I write. We have yoga for all the signs. So it's just a very beautiful, comprehensive site. If you're looking for free courses on how to manifest money and wellness, you can go to lumlife.com, my school, Luminous Life Multiversity, LUMLIFE. You can also find my astrology education courses here, including my behemoth of a master course called Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Course, which you can fully utilize even if you don't want to be a professional astrologer, but it certainly will get you up to the level where you could be and show you how to make your business a success. And payment plans are available there too. Now, I've also got 2 books out and more on the way. Planetology, How to Align with the Natural Rhythms of the Universe. You will find this on the bookshelves in all major booksellers, including all the Books A Million, all the Barnes & Nobles. It's right there on the shelf. Plus, you can get it on Amazon and through any independent bookseller. And you can find Radical Prayer on Amazon, and you can order it anywhere as well. So I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.